I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakar Kadash, the honest apostles and elders, great millstone, and shalom to you brothers that's pushing this gospel, this good news with truth and sincerity. All right, and I'm gonna start at Luke chapter 13, verse 24. Strive to enter in, strive to enter in at the straight gate. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in, and shall not be able to. So starting from the top of verse 24, it says, strive to enter in at the straight gate. So what does it mean to strive? You're battling, you're fighting, you know, you're working towards something. You're putting up some type of effort. That's what it means to strive. As a matter of fact, let's go into that word. Let's see what it means. We get to the point. Okay, here we go. To contend with adversaries, to fight, to contend, struggle with difficulties and dangers. Okay, so that's what it means. It means to fight, to struggle, you know. And when you go further down, it goes with this generally any struggle or contest, a battle. There we go, battle right there. All right, so you're battling, you're fighting towards some type of goal. That goal is salvation. That goal is having a crown on your head. Okay, so when it says strive to enter at the straight gate, you're fighting for something. You're fighting for something. Obviously, it's got to be something worth it, worthwhile. It's got to be something important. So you're fighting to enter in at the straight gate. What this straight gate, what this straight gate mean? What does that straight gate represent? That straight gate represents that narrow path. When you go into the word straight, it means something that's narrow. Okay, so it says strive, fight to enter in at the straight gate, that narrow path, that narrow gate, because some places that are narrow alleyways, narrow entryways. Only but so many people could fit in through that alleyway. Only but so much people could fit into a small space. Well, the same goes for the truth. The same goes for who could obtain this knowledge. I mean, and when you do obtain the knowledge and you receive uh, the true, the true gospel, which when you go into the word gospel, it means good news. When you receive that good news, when you receive the which word means news. Once you receive the word, you're gonna be met with adversities, hardships, difficult situations. That's what it comes with. That's what it comes. That's what comes with learning who you are as a person, as a nation. That's what comes with learning the truth of what you're up against, who your enemy is, what's going to happen in the future, knowing the prophecies. When you go into the word prophet, it means to say before. Knowing what's going to happen in the future, that comes, and knowing that you're going to receive a crown, knowing that you're going to receive a reward, and knowing that there's going to be a bright future ahead that's waiting for you if you endure. Okay, so that's what it comes with. That's what it comes. It comes to obtain that. To obtain that luxury, you got to first go through the heat. You got to go through the fire, and only but so many people to get through that narrow gate. No, only but so many people could deal with that. Okay, when you go, what's the word I'm thinking of right now? When you go into the word, we're gonna suffer in this truth. When you go into the word suffering, suffer means people think it means hardships, which it could be. It could be that you're going through a lot of hardships, but that's merely examples. When you go into the root word of suffering, of suffer, it means to go through. to experience, to endure, essentially to deal with. That's what it means to suffer. For examples of the suffering, you know, you going through a bunch of difficult situations, hardships. You're gonna have a lot of drama. People is gonna give you a hard time. It's about getting through those situations because being walking in this truth involves you taking a lot of L's. It involves you being the underdog for a certain period of time. That certain period of time is a very short time until the Lord crack those clouds and bring judgment upon America, okay? Which is Babylon the Great, according to the Bible, okay? For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter and not and shall not be able to. You're gonna have a lot of people, a lot of men that may quote unquote take heed to the word, but they're gonna fall out. You know, they're gonna get disenchanted. You know, they're not gonna have the drive to continue to push forward because things may get too rough. I've spoken to a lot of people. I've spoken to a decent amount of people, some that I know, some that I know of. You know, and as soon as things get rough for them, tell you your whole story, months on end. Next thing you know, they forsaking the Most High. They forsaking the Son. They forsaking the Lord, saying, "Well, if the Lord loved me, why doesn't He? Why does He put me through all this hell?" You bring scriptures. You bring out scriptures. You know, our people they hard headed. They stiff necked. They don't listen. Okay, but it's about taking L's. That's what the straight gate. That's what the neural pathway is all about. It's about taking L's and being the underdog. All right. So let me read on. Amos. No, hold on. There's more here. No, I can keep reading. Oh. When once the master of the house is risen up and have shut to the door, and ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us, and he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not, whence where ye are. So, the Lord is raising, he's extending his hand to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But, through the Spirit, the Lord don't really need you, niggas. He really don't need you. But he's extending his hand out. That's where when that ass whooping come, ain't nobody's going to be able to say anything. Because the Lord is long suffering and he's giving people a lot of chances. You know, he's giving people a lot of chances. They go past. You got men of the Lord. You got sincere men in the Lord that go out every single week pushing the word. And you got individuals that'll hear the word. They'll listen. They'll look at the sign, and they'll keep it pushing. You know. But when that time comes, it's gonna be too late. There ain't gonna be no more second. There ain't gonna be no more chances. I can't say second chances because you get far more than that. Far more than a couple chances. You get a lot of chances. Okay? Yeah, that door is gonna be soon shut. The famine of the word is coming, and that door is gonna be soon shut for those that don't want to take heed. Those that's not uh hasting to, to get right, to do better, to improve. That's what it's about. It's about becoming a better version of yourself. It's about becoming striving to become a righteous person, a righteous person. You know what I'm saying? Man or woman. It's about becoming a righteous individual. You strive for righteousness because all righteous, all righteousness is as filthy rags. You know. You want to do the best you can to improve. Then shall ye begin to say, we have eaten and drunk in thy presence, and thou hast taught in our streets. Okay? But he will say, I tell you, I know you not whence ye are. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity. Okay? There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when ye shall see Abraham, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of the power of your power, and you yourselves thrust out. So you know you're gonna have individuals that's not gonna be part of the fold, and they're gonna be very sorry. Every last one of you individuals, every last one of you pieces of shit that's mocked the word of the Lord, that's mocked his men and put hell on his men and took us as a joke and took this word as a joke, is fuck you, and you're gonna pay, you know, and you're gonna pay for that. And when that time come, and when Jacob's trouble come, and it's gonna be knocking on the door. Jacob's trouble is gonna be right there waiting for you. It's gonna be too late. The minute of the Lord is not gonna, we're gonna be, our job is gonna be finished. You know, our hands, we're gonna dust our feet with you, and we're gonna be done. We're not gonna be out on the highways and the byways doing what we're currently doing right now. It's gonna come a point in time where the Lord is gonna take his men off the streets, and you're gonna have to fend for yourself. You're gonna have to fend for your damn self. Okay? That day is coming. That day is coming. Right? There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when ye shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets, and in the kingdom of the Most High of your power, and you yourselves thrust out. All right. So y'all gonna be bugging out. You're gonna be tripping. You're gonna be going crazy when when you see the men of the Lord, the people that you look down upon, getting risen up to a godly estate, a godly estate. Man, these people, the underdogs, they're gonna be risen up, and we're gonna be in our, we're gonna be, we're gonna be gods, and and everybody that's that that's been having fun in this system, trying to joke around and take this truth as a joke. When they heard it, you're gonna be very sorry. You're gonna wish that you got with it. You know what I'm saying? That you're gonna wish that you got on it. Verse 29. And they shall come from the east and from the west and from the north and from the south, and shall sit down in the kingdom of the Most High, of the kingdom of your power, of their power. Okay, and behold, there are last, and behold, there are last which shall be first, and there are first which shall be last. So the least in this kingdom is going to be, we're going to be at the top. The very least in this kingdom, which the men of the Lord, the righteous, are the least. We're at the bottom in the system. We're going to be at the top when the kingdom gets built up. Once the kingdom of heaven is established here on earth, we are going to be we're going to be the big dogs. No, we're going to be running things. We're going to be calling the shots. Okay? Through Yahweh Shem Yahushua. No, the Lord is going to use us to push forward those laws, and guess what? People's going to get it right. They're going to get it right, man. You know, there ain't going to be no more homosexuals walking down the street. No ass naked hoes walking down the street. No booty bandits. None of that BS. Okay? You ain't gonna have to worry about an alarm clock going off, waking your ass up. All right, working a dead end job that ain't paying you damn near shit. Uh, you ain't gotta worry about a million motherfuckers from different countries calling you about money that you quote unquote owe them. All right, you don't gotta worry about that, and you don't even know if the company's legit. A brother has brought that out, and he took the words right out of my mouth. You don't know if these guys are legit. You don't know if they not legit. You don't know. You don't know who these dudes is calling you, but you know that they actually, you know that they trying to run those pockets of yours. You know, but that's all right. You ain't gonna have to worry about that in the kingdom of heaven. You're not gonna have to worry about that. So reading on to Amos, I'm gonna go to Amos. Amos chapter 8, verse 11, and it reads, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, your power, the Lord, the Most High, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, not a famine of bread, okay, aka food, nor a thirst for water." That's self-explanatory. No water, no drink. It's not talking about that, but of hearing the words of the Most High, of the Heavenly Father, okay? That's what the hunger is going to be for in that day. When the men of the Lord are now on the streets and Jacob's trouble is hitting your ass, you ain't going to have nowhere to go to. Ain't nobody's going to be able to, nobody's going to be able to give you this truth. We ain't going to be anywhere to be found. We're going to be taken off the street corners. You're not going to be able to find us. You're going to have to fend for yourself in that day. Okay? You're going to have to fend for yourself. So the word of the Lord is very precious. Get it while it's hot right now. Get it while you can. Uh, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Most High, and shall not find it. All right, you're not gonna find us anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to find the men of the Lord's men anywhere to give you this knowledge. It's gonna be too late. We're gonna be trying to make sure we good, let alone worrying about some dreadhead nigga. You know? Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. And it reads, "Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Okay? So let me start again. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay, the men of the Lord, the elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the 1/3, because the 1/3 contains of the 144,000, which is the prophets, and then you got the rest of the 1/3 that may be helpers, women, and children. Okay, men, women, and children. The remainder of the 1/3 will contain of men, women, and children. Okay, those are the individuals. Those are the people that's going to be saved in that day. They're going to be saved in that day of Jacob's trouble, when all hell's being when all hell breaks loose, when shit hit the fan. The men of the Lord and the rest of the 1/3 is the one that's going to be brought up out of this place. The 144,000 would be the men of the Lord, aka the prophets. Okay, and the rest of the one third containing of the men, women, and children. They're gonna be saved. The one third is gonna be saved up out of this destruction, this hell, this shithole, this cesspool. Okay, matter of fact, let me go to 8. I can read 8 as well. I like this. For it shall come to pass in that day, save the Most High of hosts, that I will break his yoke off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Okay? So it says, for it shall come to pass in that day, save the Lord the Most High of hosts, that I will break the yoke from thy neck. Okay? So that's talking about slavery, the slavery that we're in right now. Believe it or not, we are slaves. Okay? We are slaves under the system. This system, this systematic country that we're in, we are in bondage. This is bondage. Believe it or not, we are not free. This is not the land of the free. Okay, that's a lie. This is slavery. You know, this is slavery. You have to pay. You are under a wicked rulership that that uh that chains you down, that limits your options. You tell me you gotta spend, I gotta pay bills, I gotta pay for shelter. The most essential things that you need, you have to pay for: water, shelter. Okay, you gotta constantly pay. You got all these bills, man. All these bills. You're just subject to payments. Okay, the little bit of money that you make is gone just like that. You know, you barely getting by. You barely getting by. Okay, but it's gonna come a time where we ain't gonna have to worry about that. And so I'm gonna start from the top, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Most High of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy necks, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. So you know the so-called white man and these heathens, they're not gonna have dominion over the people, the nation of Israel as a whole. Okay, we're gonna be our own business. This America is a big corporation, is a big business. And that day, once we're saved and the kingdom of heaven is established here on earth, and Israel established here on earth, we're gonna be calling the shots. Okay, we're not gonna have people telling us what to do. All right, we're gonna be able to fulfill the laws 100%. All right, and it's gonna be a perfect world. It's gonna be a perfect world. All right, no more unrighteous laws and decrees. You're not gonna have to worry about that. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. You know,